Uh, I don't know whether the president was still in Germany or immediately after he came. He said that the agreement that he has entered with the German government, it will create 240,000 new jobs for our youth. That was an unfair comment, and he should not have made it. And then the opposition immediately said, no, we don't want 240 jobs out of the country. If the president so minds about our youth, he should bring those jobs in Kenya. That was equally an unfortunate comment. The president made an unfortunate comment. The opposition made an unfortunate reaction. Both of them should not have said so. Why am I saying so? It is one of the open secrets in Kenya is that the president is a hands-on person, too much hands-on whatever. And here is the evidence. One, before the earlier cabinet that he had, there's a day he was talking to his cabinet and it was recorded. He was telling cabinet secretaries that in event that I know more about your ministry than you, know that you are on your way out. That one he said. The other time when Oparanya was made a CS, he said that he knows the duties of a cabinet secretary, and he requested the president to let him run the ministry. He didn't want the president to run the ministry from State House. It is one of the poorest kept secret that President Ruto micromanages, especially these important ministries. If I were to meet him, if I were to talk to him, I would tell him something that Kibaki said. Kibaki, whom Ruto declared as the best president Kenya has ever had. And as I'm speaking, that is the true position. Kibaki said, while talking about Jomo Kenyatta, he said Jomo Kenyatta was a good president who gave you a job to do and left you to do it. Moi was not actually a hands-on man. No. A hands-on man is Ruto. But Moi was not actually a hands-on man. What Moi did was just spying. If he gave you a position, whichever position he gave you, expect the office messenger to spy on you, expect the receptionist to spy on you. And I remember, I don't recall really the name of the person, but I remember an instance where somebody important was going to meet President Moi. And Moi told him, jana jioni hapo mtaa fulani fulani nini kilitendeka? And the fellow was shocked because it was a place he had gone and he had commented something negatively about Moi. Moi's hands-on was to look for loyalty. Ruto's hands-on, Moi hands-on was to look for loyalty, and Ruto's is to look for efficiency. But if you look for efficiency, you'll not get it if you are a hands-on person. Give somebody a job. If he or she performs, well and good. If he can't perform, hand it over to somebody else. But don't backroom manage things. Which other evidence are there of Ruto's micromanaging things? Remember the students and the HELB issues. Ruto called a meeting, a town hall meeting with student leaders. He was addressing issues to do with Ministry of Education. Ruto has been going around launching things which have got to do with the Ministry of Infrastructure and so on and so on. If you are making affordable house and you have a minister in charge of affordable house, let that minister go around. We would want ministers to be like the late Magoha. Actually, some people believe that Magoha was doing wrong, going to the slums to collect people. Delegate, that is I remember during my inspector's course, we had a subject which we called delegation of duties. So that is how Ruto is micromanaging even to the smallest detail. Launching a road, send the minister for roads. Housing, what do you call? Affordable housing, take there the minister for housing. Mambo ya help, students help, let the minister for education deal with that. That is my view, and I hope it reaches him and I hope he follows it. Although it is a bit difficult because I think it is in his blood. Even if he delegates, he would not delegate it freely the way both Jomo Kenyatta and Mwai Kibaki did. He cannot reach that, but you see, trying is better than leaving it at such. Now, I want to go to the issue of the president being in Germany and saying that the agreement he has signed is an agreement that will create 240,000 jobs for our youth in the technical world. When I was newly employed, I thought that 885 was a lot of money. So whenever I used to go home in the first few months, anybody I met, I would say, end of the month, I'm going to. So I promised a lot of people a lot of things. And some even died cursing me. Sasa mtoto aliniambia ataniletea shilingi 100 na hakulete nini nini. And you see, if you promise somebody something, at the end of the month, if you give him or her 100 shillings, like 100 shillings was at that time, not like today. So if you promise somebody at the end of the month, I'll give you 100 shillings, or okay, let's say 1,000 shillings. At the end of the month, if you give him 1,000 shillings, you have not given him anything. Because it is even better to wait and surprise him or her with the 200 shillings. So if you give exactly what you promised, nobody will be grateful for that. Or the gratefulness would even be better if you kept quiet and just gave them money. I'm saying so because if 240 Kenyan young men and women go to Germany in the next 3 months, itakuwa. But if they were to be surprised to get a letter from the Ministry of Youth and whatever, or even Ministry of Employment, and they're told to surprise that, it would be better. So I would advise the president to be short on promises. There's even a recording I've done called PDU, Presidential Delivery Unit. I recommended that the 2 years that the president has been hopping here and there, saying this and that, I wanted the next 2 years the PDO to take over. You know, the PDO is a very influential department. The president can say anything, and you meet him after 2 to 3 days, he has forgotten what he has said unless you produce the tape or anything. So it is the mandate of the PDU that once the president has said even the impossible, then they take on up, they start implementing it. That is the work of the PDU. Then after the PDU has done things for the 2 years, of course, nobody can do 100% what he has promised. So that is 4 years. The 5th year, Ruto can use it as a very good campaign thing and say, this is my score sheet. I promised this, I did this. I promised this, I did this. I promised. And this one is halfway. This one is, I just started this and that. That can be so good. But the way I know the president, if he does not stop himself, or if he does, if somebody does not advise him to stop, he continues. He'll continue launching projects here and there, here and there. To him, it is in his blood. No doubt about that. No beating about the bush. Now back to the story of Germany. It was embarrassing that the German government had to come out and state clearly that there's nowhere they have written that 240 young Kenyans will go and look for employment in Germany. I can assure you today that if 240 students, 240 youth go to Germany today, the next election, Ruto would be getting 90 something. Because that youth comes from a certain village. I think we have 240,000 villages in Kenya. Each one will produce somebody, and that one will be a good campaign for Ruto, whatever. But the truth of the matter is this, and I want to put it clearly in a simplified manner. If you look at the newspapers or any advertisement, they say they are looking for somebody to be ABCD in our corporation or our farm. And they say they are looking for that person, and he should have a degree. He should have a degree from a recognized university. He should have a degree in this or that from a recognized university. Meaning that there are some universities, if you go there and you come back to Kenya, you do not get a job because your degree is not recognized. I remember somebody from my home area, I don't know whether he's still alive, he died, but he was with Raila Odinga in East Germany. His name is Reverend John Tecker. Now he's a preacher with the Pentecostal Assemblies of God. He went to East Germany, took a degree, came back to Kenya. While looking for a job, he was told that Kenya does not recognize degrees from East Germany. And he was very clever. So he said, in that case, let me join Nairobi University, because that was the only university, and do the same degree, and I'm sure I will pass. So he was admitted in Nairobi University and he became a student leader. He did not complete the degree. He was expelled the way it used to happen those days during Jomo Kenyatta's time. So you find that I was talking about your degree or papers being recognized. Now, what in short, in a very simplified way, that happened in Germany, because it is, with the due respect, I respect the person, I respect the office, but but I respect the truth more. I respect the person, I respect the office, but I respect the truth more. What happened is that we have TVETs in Kenya. And the TVETs we have in Kenya, they give certificate and diploma courses in TVET. Things like plumbing, things such as electrical, things such as building and construction, woodwork, mechanical engineering, such and such a thing. Our TVETs and national polytechnics do usually offer people certificates and diplomas in those technical subjects. Now, what the president did when he went to Germany, was that the German government now recognizes the certificates and TVETs from Kenyan colleges, certificates and diplomas from Kenyan TVETs and polytechnics. So it meant that should there be a vacancy, and people, and you see, if before he signed that, and you happen to be in Germany with your diploma in a TVET program, and you go to look for employment, the German government does not recognize that certificate. So you will be employed like mtu wa mkono. You will be employed as mtu wa mkono, unskilled laborer. But from the day Ruto signed that, henceforth, from the day he signed that, henceforth, it means that if you have received a certificate or diploma in Kenya, if you receive a certificate or a diploma in Kenya, then in the German country, that certificate is recognized. So it means that should there be any vacancy, our kids would go there. And that is why the German government found it fit to rebut that and say that we signed something, but we did not place there a figure. You see, the president placed there a figure of 240K, but the German government said they did not place there a figure. Why did they say they did not place a figure there? They said so because it could be more, it could be less, it could be 240K. It just means that from now henceforth, any Kenyan who attends a TVET and any Kenyan who attends a TVET and gets a diploma or a certificate, then that one is recognized in Germany. It is just unfortunate, but then I had to come out clear. My loyalty is to the truth, nothing but the truth, so help me God.